Yeah. We game time ready. Welcome to my gym when the crowd stays heavy. Keep the bus running cause this won't take long. 4 minutes left, here the show still going strong. We game time ready. Opponents can't sleep when they leave. No Freddy, it's the Aztecs. In the house tonight, Hoop Squad on deck. Who's next to fight?
They don't have the scorers on the floor. It's Butler with 2 seconds. He's got to put it up. He wins it with the jumper.
And there's no doubt about it.
A San Diego State miracle.
Trailing on the break, I shoot the 3. There's nothing you can do with me. And ruthlessly, the crowd is telling you to get used to these L's you be taking every time you step into the V. IEJAS, cause we the best in home game energy. Got us ready to beat the rest. Last second shot, we finally need a play. 3 ball in your face.
A little different than Zoom.
Way different.
All right, Aztec Nation, we want to welcome you back to another Sons of Montezuma podcast, Kiss the Rings episode. I'm with Mr. Fiend, Mr. Fiendarino. What's going on, man? How are you doing?
Fiendstradamus.
Fiendstradamus. Okay,
I'm doing well, man.
You can't take all the credit for the Aztecs Final Four.
I can't, but I did call that they were going to get to the Final Four after the Mountain West Conference Championship, so I can. So I knew that would happen, but I'm doing well.
Well, we have Mr. Lamont Butler in the building, a large reason why the Aztecs made it to the Final Four. How are you doing, Lamont Butler? Welcome.
I'm doing good. Just got to practice. Got some food, so, I'm excited to be here. Appreciate you guys for having me.
On a Sunday, practice on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, yes, sir.
You guys are serious.
Yes, sir. We got a game tomorrow, so we got to be locked in.
Did you get that Lamont Butler quesadilla? Is that what you had?
Nah, that's not what I got today, but I should have. I should have got that. But
well, welcome. We want to welcome our studio audience and, of course, you, Lamont, here to CaliWearSD. They opened up their doors for us to have this awesome live in-person podcast interview with Lamont, and we can be more grateful. And, of course, to Intrusive Sports, they made this possible as well.
Yes, sir.
Lamont, you guys are starting the season. How do we? I mean, come on, Final Four, national championship game. Like, we're all on cloud 9. It's been a crazy off season, I'm sure, for you.
Yeah.
Like, what has been the coolest part of this off season for you?
Man, it's been a lot of cool parts this off season. Doing the NBA process. That was really fun. That was my dream to get to the NBA. So to be able to do that, work out for these teams, and be in these different arenas, that was, very eye-opening and, very amazing. The Snapdragon thing that we had, that was a lot of fun. Everybody celebrating, the celebration. Everybody celebrating that, and, getting my own mural in San Diego, which is wild, actually. So it's been a pretty crazy off season, very busy, but, I've been grinding still. So, that's first and foremost. So, getting that done and getting the school done. So that's how I've been.
That's awesome, man. Did you any celebrities reach out to you after that Final Four? After that shot?
A couple, yeah. I mean,
a
lot of them I kind of already knew them.
Okay.
Like, there was some guys at NBA that I kind of already knew. Big O, he's on the Atlanta Hawks. He's played at Chino Hills. Trey Murphy, he's on the Pelicans. When I went to visit at Rice, he was at Rice, so I kind of knew him from there. So there was a couple like that, and then I seen like a bunch of people on Twitter and stuff. Like I saw De'Aaron Fox. I think Kevin Garnett said something on Twitter about the shot. So that was pretty cool.
Taylor Swift never hit you up?
Nah, no Taylor Swift.
Oh man, that was an amazing time out there in Houston for us. We had a blast. I mean, we got selfie of us when you hit the bucket, and the whole stadium, all of NRG just went up in an uproar. It was by far the craziest sports moment I've ever been in my life.
I think my favorite part is seeing like all the different perspectives of people like, recording the video or like where they was at. So like hearing all those stories, that's probably my favorite part about the whole thing.
You don't mind us talking about this, dude?
Nah.
It's been a while since we've actually really, really sat down for a chat. So, like, I know you guys are trying to move on to the next season, but this shot is going to go down in San Diego sports history forever.
Yeah, no, I don't mind talking about it. You know, it's something that I'm always remember. I'm sure a lot of people always remember it. So, you know, it's always cool. But, you know, we do have to focus on this next year. But, you know, it's always a joy to talk about it.
Let us live in that shot forever.
It's, you know, it's one of those moments where 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road, you know, people are going to remember where they were. Yeah. When Lamont Butler hit that shot in the Final Four. I mean, I sure know where I was, you know. Crazy thing about that whole shot is, like, you know, from our angle, we were behind the basket, you know, and obviously it's, you know, you can see through the basket, but you were stuck in the corner. Like, you went down to the corner and we're, oh no, he's in the corner. He can't get stuck in the corner. And then you just pulled up and then you just came out of nowhere and then rose up and then it was pandemonium after that.
Well, I know you said that was a drill. Is that going to be renamed as like the Lamont Butler drill, that shot? It's got to be, right?
Nah, it can't be. It can't be. There's a lot of people that do that shot. But, you know, I've been working on that for a long time, even since high school, you know, growing up. You know, that was one of my favorite shots, you know, mid-range pull-up. So, you know, it just happened to help me in the biggest moment of my life. So
let me ask you this question. So did you watch the video broadcast, the replay of it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, so you've seen that. So how do you feel about Jim Nantz saying that San Diego State doesn't have their shooters on the floor?
I mean, you know, everybody got their own opinion. So, you know, I felt me and Micah could hit shots at any time. I felt we were all capable of hitting shots. You know, Keshad, Nate, they all capable of hitting shots. So, you know, people always got their own opinions about, you know, who can make shots, who can't. But, you know, I just felt confident in that moment. And, you know, it's just what it is what it is. So.
Yeah, he followed it up with a San Diego State miracle. Yeah. That was a San Diego State moment, you know, and we've seen the video and the work that you put in, you know, with Phil Scott in the off season. And I mean, all that work and we've seen that shot 100 times probably on social media, you know, and that is a part of your game that you really kind of focused in on last year was that mid-range, you know, and obviously it paid dividends for us.
No, definitely. It definitely paid dividends. You know, just hard work pays off. I mean, last summer I was really shooting just a bunch of mid-range. Like the first month to 2 months, it was just, you know, working on your mid-range, you know, getting in there and, you know, taking those shots. So, you know, it worked.
Tell me a little bit more about the off season though, because it's been already over a year. I remember like it was yesterday, sitting down at the Mountain West Conference tournament over a year ago. Got a chance to meet your parents, got a chance to meet Phil Scott. And this was before the shot. This is before, you know. Tell me what it's like working with Phil, though, in those off seasons. I mean, the grind. Tell us about the grind.
Yeah, P, you know, I started to know P my freshman year. So, you know, after my freshman year, because, you know, I came during COVID, so we couldn't really work out. It wasn't really no gym for us to work out at. So, you know, my sophomore year, I was able to, you know, really lock in the freshman and sophomore year summer. I went up to Downey every day. I used to make that hour and a half drive every day up there. And, you know, we used to go 2 a day. So we started off, you know, starting the morning at 8 and then come back at 1. Luckily, I have family members out there that way, so I was able to stay there. So, you know, we've been grinding like that, you know, for the past couple of years. And, you know, it really just pays dividends. You know, the work, you know, that I've put in, you know, he's helped me a lot, you know, with my pace, making different reads, you know, hitting shots at a high level. I'll say this summer and last summer, we focused a lot on just hitting shots a lot more. And then we did a lot of ball handling stuff. So I feel like he's really helped my game tremendously.
Is that a little bit of the feedback, you know, trying out all these different NBA camps? Like, what did you hear after that process was over?
Actually, yeah. You know, the process was great. All the teams said they, you know, really loved my game. You know, it wasn't really much that they, you know, said negative. They actually didn't really say anything negative about it. They just felt that, you know, they want to see me, you know, just you know, consistent throughout the whole year, do, you know, what I did in the tournament. Just, you know, just playing with that confidence and that aggressiveness the whole year. So, you know, that's what I'm going to try to do.
We all love Jim Nantz. Anytime I hear him on, you know, I think this is final year.
Yeah, that was
doing
his
the
final four, yeah.
And
Last
so
one.
I love hearing his voice and his coverage of the game, all that great stuff. When you think of it, you think of the tournament, you think of Jim Nantz. But to his point, you know, we could all laugh about it. Oh, we didn't have the shooters on the court. Who are they going to go to? But I would think as a competitor, I mean, does that fuel you? Because, I mean, let's be real. Like, a lot of the naysayers out there, a lot of the preseason hype is, you know, despite the shot, you know, there's still those voices out there that they're not speaking to your fullest potential. So, I mean, how do you take all that in as a competitor? Does that fuel you in these off seasons?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, I kind of don't really like to, you know, go off what other people say about me. I try to, you know, I know what I need to work on. I know what I need to get better at. You know, I have my circle, my coaches, my trainers, my family that, you know, we know exactly, you know, how my game is and, you know, what I need to get better at. So, you know, I really don't really let the naysaying, you know, get to me at all. You know, even the past couple of years, you know, I haven't always had the best, you know, the best after game or the best game. So, you know, some people, you know, harp down on that, but I just never, you know, really looked at that. Just kept my head down and, you know, kept working and tried to stay humble.
I love that shirt we made, that quote, 6 seconds. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Man, what an unbelievable
That was after,
moment.
yeah, that was after the New Mexico game. So
Incredible.
we were just amazed. I mean, just with one game winner to win the Mountain West, secure the Mountain West championship, and then to take it to a whole new level in the Final Four, just still blows my mind. So, you know, moving into this year, like, what in your game, like, are you working on or have you worked on a lot? And you mentioned the mid-range game. Is there anything else in your game that you feel that you can do more of this year that you didn't show as much last year?
I'll say, you know, more shots off the dribble, like from the 3-point line, maybe. I've kind of been working on that a lot more. You know, everything kind of has been just pretty simple this offseason. Just, you know, just honing in on the details of things. I'll say that. And I'll say, like, my pace has really grown to, you know, to where I want it to be. Still not at the highest levels, but, you know, it's been very good the last couple, you know, months of practice and, you know, even the last scrimmage we played. I feel like my pace has been really good. So just continue to do that and, you know, finding ways to win and, you know, get others involved and give my teammates shots. So
that's one of the things that I've heard that coming into this season, that there's going to be a more of an emphasis on increased pace within the offense and kind of pushing it, whether that's in transition or, you know, moving it side to side quickly. What can, you know, our Aztec fans expect from this team, you know, this season compared to last season?
Yeah, you know, I think pace has really been a key factor that we've honed in on. You know, we want to get it, even if on the make, we want to get out the net quick and, you know, try to go, get up the floor and, you know, try to create an advantage in transition and stuff like that. But, you know, we have a lot of versatile scorers, myself, Jaden, you know, Reese, Micah, Darion. So I feel like, even the guys off the bench, Miles, E, I feel like we just have a lot of, you know, different score options this year. So I think it's going to be, you know, another balanced scoring year this year as well. And then, you know, defensively, we're always going to get after it. Always going to, you know, put our best foot forward on that and, you know, try to hold teams down as much as possible to try to win, you know, win as many games.
I think last year, obviously the shot against New Mexico for me was just like next level. Okay, this team, there's something special, like really make the run.
Yeah.
Of course, that's from a fan's perspective. From your own perspective, I mean, this is a cast of different characters on this year's team. It's a totally different identity. You guys are going to have to find that identity, right? There's always going to be adversity throughout the year.
Of course.
So when, as a leader now, you know, how do you gauge, like, how to lead the team and, you know, with all these different pieces in there, you know, how do you see them fitting around what's already existing there in the core?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it really comes down to our culture. You know, our culture's been, you know, set for the last couple of years. So, you know, there's not really much I have to, you know, instill into people. I feel like once you get here, the culture's already, like, around you. So you kind of just start to fit in. And, you know, the new guys have been, you know, fitting in quickly. You know, they compete hard as hell every day. You know, defensively, they've been getting after it. So, you know, just as a leader, I'm just, you know, just trying to, you know, encourage them when they mess up or, you know, make mistakes that, you know, it's going to be all right. It's going to take a lot more reps for you to, you know, get connected on, you know, a high level with everybody. So, It's not always going to be perfect, but, the fact that they're competing at a high level and still going at it with a great mindset, I feel like it's going to pay dividends towards the end of the year as we just continue to get better on that side.
Yeah, and we always seem to get better as we go through the year. It's just kind of how Dutch are, it's I can't explain it, but it just every single year we just improve and, get better throughout the season. And, one of the big losses, obviously, from this year, obviously Nathan Mensah in the middle. But, your boy, Kashad, going to Arizona.
I want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay. But so, he was really kind of like the vocal leader last year, like really like kind of him and AG. From what I gathered, I don't spend time in the locker room with you guys, but from what I saw, running the huddle and everything, and now he's gone. Now he's moved on to Arizona, and you see that energy that he's bringing over there. So there is kind of a void, in that sort of that vocal leadership. And I know that you've mentioned in some interviews that you really want to be that vocal guy, that guy that kind of steps up and is more of a vocal leader. Is that something that comes natural for you, or have you just deferred to others, or is this something that you're having to work on?
It doesn't come natural to me. I'm not really like a loud guy, or I'm not always the first one talking, or always the one that is just out there, just blabbing my mouth off. But it's kind of what point guards do. If you watch Chris Paul, or you watch the elite point guards, John Morant, Steph Curry, just talked about it in a recent video that I saw. Like, talking or just communication in general is very key for a team and for a leader. In fact, but I've always been the guy to lead by example, to be the guy to play the hardest, or go out there, compete on defense, or go out there and try to do the right thing. So being able to do that, as well as just now saying it, saying what I'm doing, or saying what the right thing is. So I feel like that's gonna be really big for me. I've been working on it this whole summer and stuff like that. So I feel very comfortable now.
That's good. I bet they'll respond to you as well. Yeah.
So.
I wanted to ask you about Kashad because he's an Aztec for life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know we've seen him out with the team, even some of these postseason celebrations and different things, and that's really cool to see. It's a real brotherhood, and all respect to his decisions and everything. I just have this gut feeling because the tournament loves to create these matchups, these storylines. You know what I mean? Yeah. How is it gonna feel if San Diego State were to play against U of A at some point?
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Kashad's my boy. He was my roommate the last couple of years, so we hung out every day. That's my guy. I still talk to him now. We're on the game all the time. So I just wish the best for him out there. Definitely gonna miss him, miss playing with him and stuff. But if we can get that matchup, that'd be fun. So that'd be cool.
At this point, national championship game this season. Of course, you have all your last year in front of you. Mm-hmm. It's just got to be. It's got to be so much fun knowing that you've already had these huge experiences on the biggest stage in college ball. What's next? How do you even wrap your mind around this season, going through this journey now after such a landmark moment?
Yeah, I think it comes down to just staying hungry. Staying hungry, trying to better yourself. Sometimes you can't control everything, so you have to just be able to control what you can control. We can't control if we're gonna make the Final Four or national championship next year. What we can control is our effort. Every day in practice, or every day or every game. Control the possessions and stuff like that. So just staying hungry, trying to get better. Trying to find ways to win. I feel like I'm not where I want to be at. I want to be in the NBA, so I still have a lot to be hungry about, a lot to go after. So just keeping that in mind. I feel like just makes the year exciting because you always fighting for something, always wanting to get better in every aspect.
God, it's so hard to get to a Final Four or a national championship game. Last year, the top 3 seeds in each region, no one got to the Final Four, right? It was a 4 or 5 and then a couple other higher seeds. So it's a really tough road. Knowing that and knowing like how hard it is to get there to repeat that, what do you think would be a successful season for the Aztecs this year?
Successful season, success, comes with winning. So being able to win championships, the goal is to win every game. That's the goal every year. So hopefully we can go 36-0, 37-0. That's the goal. Get to the national championship, win that. That's always successful. But that would be my success. Winning every game. But that doesn't always happen. So success comes in many different ways. It may come from possession, a game, a year, a play. So you just gotta keep grinding. Not try not to look too far. Just look at what's in front of you, and I think that'll help us a lot.
So Mike would love your answer.
One game at a time.
One game at a time.
One game at a time. Yeah.
Us as fans, we're looking already towards March, and it's like the team. You guys got to grind through every single.
But I agree. I think just winning the Mountain West Conference championship, regular season tournament, and making some noise in the tournament would be. Would be a successful season.
Definitely.
This season's going to be fun, though, especially in the Mountain West, because the Mountain West is reloaded. A lot of teams have reloaded. They're all aiming at San Diego State. We're trying to decide if we're going to go to New Mexico this year. I mean, we pretty much destroyed the gym last time we were there. So,
yeah, they're going to hate us if we go there. We're not going to be well liked. You won't either.
Are you prepared? You guys ready for that mindset? Because every game, we're going to get everybody's best. You guys are going to get everybody's best. I'm not going to be on the best.
Yeah, I mean, expectations have risen. So, everybody knows us now, even on the national level. I feel like the Mountain West kind of already knew we've always been on top of the Mountain West, for the last, 20, 15 years. So, we always had it at our neck, every game. So, but, even on the national level, it's a non-conference schedule. We're not going to play teams and not going to surprise anybody anymore. So it's just, staying hungry, staying confident, trying to win a game. So that's our mindset.
Is there any venue like within the Mountain West that's your favorite to play at? 'Cause you've been out 3 years, so you've seen them all.
It's a lot of.
It's got to be New Mexico. It's got to be.
I don't know, man. Utah State.
That was my first time at New
though.
Mexico. That was my first time because the first 2 years COVID kind of stopped us from going there.
Yeah.
So that was my first time playing there. That was crazy. So I like New Mexico. I also like Colorado State. They always have a good turnout there. Yeah. And then Utah State, Utah State probably the craziest gym because fans are so close. I remember one year, I think it was my sophomore year, we got beat by a lot, and like every shot they were making, like the ball was vibrating when the ball was going through the net. It was like crazy loud in there. So I'll say those three for sure. Boise State too. Those are good games there. So.
Yeah, and you had the one year, was it Wyoming, where you had the run-in with the drunk student? Who tried to push you or something?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
For you?
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was crazy.
I think
it wasn't Barrel Man.
It wasn't Barrel Man. No. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We'll try to forget about that one. Tell me a little bit about home, because from what I understand, you got what is this, the honor in your hometown after hitting the shot? Tell us about that. Yeah, that
was really cool. The Moreno Valley mayor, he had us out, and he gave us a certificate, just for excellence and for hitting a shot and just being successful. And so that was really cool. Sometimes I didn't really think about my city, really hearing about everything, and so that was actually really cool to be recognized in your own city or hometown. And of course, as a high schooler, I believe you passed. Was it Reggie's scoring record? Is that what it was? Yes, sir. Have you heard from him at all? Have you heard anything? Nah, I haven't really heard from him. No, just I just know when I did pass it, he did say something on Twitter about it. He wrote a nice little message there, but I haven't really talked to him. Would love to, though. You might have to change that. I would love to. Love to meet him. Definitely would love to meet him.
You were a prolific scorer in high school. I mean, and then you come into San Diego State and you're in a complementary role. I mean, basically you're playing behind first year with Trey at the point, and you got Jordan Shackle as another guard. And then, sophomore year it's Trey and Matt Bradley comes in, you know, and then last year it's DT and Matt Bradley's still there kind of as like the guy. Now it's like it's you and DT running the show, you know. So what is that like for you, knowing that you're going to have to lead this team? And I guess a follow-up question to that is, how hard was it for you to kind of wait your turn 4 years to step into that role?
I'm excited. I'm excited for the challenge. You know, I feel like it is going to be a lot on me and DT. You know, just to go out there and, you know, try to lead guys. You know, sometimes it's hard, like when you're not having your best game and you're trying to lead guys, and, you know, sometimes it gets difficult at that point. But I feel like we're really gonna, you know, be able to turn things up, and I feel like we're gonna have a really good season, just the both of us. And then you said, how hard was it to wait my turn? It actually wasn't hard at all for me. You know, I'm a guy that just want to be out there. I just want to be able to play. So it wasn't like I'm waiting my turn. It was just, you know, just whenever my opportunity comes, I'm gonna go out there and try to make the best of it. And I feel like, and you can see, you know, throughout my freshman year to, you know, even now, like every time out there, I just try to make the best of my opportunity, you know, play the hardest and help the team win. So I wouldn't say it was hard to do that.
Okay, basketball aside, let's get to know Lamont a little bit, because I mean, we hear all the interviews, we see the press conferences, all that good stuff. But I mean, fill us in. This is a small group setting. You know, I feel like we could talk openly. Let's get to know who Lamont is. So I mean, you've been in San Diego. It's very close to home. I'm sure you can go back and forth often. But I mean, what are some of your favorite things to do since you've been out here in San Diego?
You know what? I like eating some soul food. Surf and Soul.
Surf and Soul.
One of the best spots out. If you haven't been, you got to go there. It's kind of by the school. Probably about 5 minutes away from the school. That, and then the place I just ate at earlier, IQ Barbecue, really good barbecue spot. So, you know, I go out there, eat a lot, and I go to the beach sometimes. I'm actually not really a big beach person, but I will go out there and, you know, just hang out there. Sometimes the weather's nice, so I just can do that. But, you know, a lot of times I'm just, you know, hanging out with the guys, or just at home playing video games, or on my Rubik's Cube or something like that. So.
We were going to get a Rubik's Cube. I see the challenge between you.
Yeah.
You're obviously Fiend, big trash talker.
Yeah, how what's your record for
my fastest?
Yeah.
44.
44 seconds or minutes?
Seconds. 44 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what
yeah, like when I had the Rubik's Cube, because I mean, I'm a kid of the 80s. So, like, you know, I had my Rubik's Cube, but I couldn't figure it out. So I always took it apart.
and
then put it back together.
That's great.
That's how I solved it. Yeah.
That's great. You're a gamer? Is it mostly basketball games, or are you like a serious gamer?
I'm mostly basketball, but I'm serious about it though. I'm serious about it. I really take my time, and I got my 5 people we play with, so we're pretty good.
Who's on the team?
I have a couple groups, but I play with guys on the team: Miles, Cade, Micah, Elijah, Darion. We all play, and then I got some guys from back home that I play with too. So I be on there a lot.
I love the question. I think I heard the Mountain West Conference Media Days, but like if you were playing, like, you know, the big 3, who would be like NBA players? Like, who would be on your team if you had your choice of
3-on-3? Just I get 2 players.
Yeah.
I'll just say Kobe and Shaq. Kobe and Shaq, because I won't have to do much. Just be over there and chilling.
Just feed them.
Just watching.
Just feed them.
Super Lakers.
Lakers.
So what do you think about these style shirts? The Lamont Butler Lakers style, Lamont over there?
Yeah, no, I'm a Lakers fan, so you know, I'd love to see it. It's cool.
Let's make it happen. Speaking it into existence.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Hopefully.
Well, I'm excited for this new year. I don't know what else can top, but I just want you to go out there, ball, have fun.
Yes, sir.
I mean, San Diego legend for sure. I want to see a bigger mural. I want to see, like, we got to celebrate that shot forever. And, man, I can't believe it. Time flew by.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think about that freshman that came in during the pandemic? I mean, what would you tell him, Lamont, as a freshman?
I tell them to slow down. I tell them to slow down a lot. Sometimes I'm just out there just trying to just play hard, too hard, and really going fast. But I'll tell them to slow down and take your time. Take your time. Everything gonna work out after that.
We try to get some of the audience members to ask a question. I like this question. What's your favorite SDSU non-basketball memory?
Non-basketball memory. So like hotel trips don't count.
Hotel trips, like on the road.
Yeah, like on the road. I mean, I guess that's with basketball. Yeah. A lot of games. So even like in the Final Four, during the Final Four, we would stay up like the night before till like 3, 4 a.m. and we'll be just playing games, like playing like board games, card games, and stuff like that. Just hanging out and having fun. So I'll say that's like probably my favorite memories. Not all of us though, but a good amount of us.
Having that team chemistry.
Yeah, just having fun.
That,
Yeah.
That's rare. That's rare. It's
Definitely.
special to be a part of.
Definitely.
The pros is probably not on that same, that same vibe with your teammates, and it's a different business.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like you're in college. This is cool.
Definitely. No, we had a lot of fun on the trips. So.
And let's do it again because this year it's in Phoenix, so it's closer.
It's close.
We don't have to take a red-eye flight from Vegas to Houston yeah.
Lamont, we appreciate you, man. I mean, from the beginning of Sons of Montezuma, NIL on the basketball side, you were the first to take a chance with us.
Yes, sir.
So we feel special rooting on your career, your time here at San Diego State, and man, you made us all very, very proud. Continue to do so, man. We're in your corner. Montezuma Mesa Aztec Nation is always on your side, man.
Yep.
Always.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Any other questions?
Appreciate you
Any
guys.
other questions? Anybody want to yell anything out from?
You're welcome.
We appreciate your time, man. All right.
Sounds good.
Let's give it a hand. All right.
Got the team on the drop now. HD scoreboard, high def hangout.
This special episode with Aztecs basketball star Lamont Butler was sponsored by CaliWearSD. Supplying only the freshest sports and urban apparel in San Diego, CaliWear now features 2 locations to serve you. One on University Avenue, just a little south of the SDSU campus, and their brand new location, a big showroom in Escondido at the North County Mall. Visit CaliWearSD.com for online shopping and more info. That's CaliWearSD.com. And also a thank you to Intrusive Sports Agency for making this episode possible. For a trusted and reliable NIL agency that will work on your behalf as a student athlete, Intrusive is the way to go. They've been very supportive in our work here at sonsofmontezuma.com. And of course, our audio and video production. We'd like to thank London Lane Productions for their hard work. You can connect with them for your next creative project. Just find them online at londonlanepros.com. And that's going to do it for this special episode with Aztecs basketball star Lamont Butler. We want to thank him and the entire Butler family for their continued partnership with Sons of Montezuma. You can find all of his NIL merchandise from t-shirts, hats, posters, and more sold exclusively at sonsofmontezuma.com. The new season is upon us. We hope to see everybody this Monday, November 6th at Viejas Arena for the banner unveiling. And hey, let's get this season going. Be sure to get geared up today. And until next time, sonsofmontezuma.com. Go Aztecs.
Dropping it, blood, sweat, tears, bruh, ain't no stopping it. With team on 3 and family on 6, and when you hear it done, it all means this. We game time ready. Welcome to my gym where the crowd stays.